The Black Ops 6 beta gets announced. Space Marine 2, the full playable game, gets leaked online, plus Game Pass titles for July. All today on TouchPad. Hello and welcome to Cross Circle Squared. I am Benny Gerkman and this is TouchPad, your daily video game news show. You can watch TouchPad live every day at 1 p.m. EST, like David, like Katana, like Angel, all in chat, or you can come over here on YouTube or Spotify right after. But no matter where or how you're watching, it's time for the news. And first off on the dock, the Black Ops 6 beta dates have dropped, and I have them for you now. There will be 2 beta weekends, technically a beta week. The first starts August 30th. That's a Friday, and runs all the way till Wednesday, September 4th. Interestingly, the beta begins at 10 a.m. PT on Friday, so that kind of makes sense, but it also ends at 10 a.m. PT on Wednesday. So even though it goes to Wednesday, I mean, realistically, you really have from Friday to Tuesday to play it, and then it goes offline for a little bit. You'll have, most of the week, I guess, just not Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday night. That is when the full beta launches, and that runs until the next Sunday. So you have like this early access beta. That's the first one. You can only access it if you have the game pre-ordered or if you're a day one Game Pass subscriber. And then, of course, again, the open beta is fully open. So that's the second one. That's Friday, September 6th, runs to September 9th. Again, September 9th, that's a Monday, but 10 a.m. PT is when it ends. So really, you're looking at the Friday to Sunday there. This does mean people with early access get almost 10 days of beta access, which is cool. I think that's actually enough time to try out the game. But the actual open beta, which maybe if you're on the fence or you're not a Game Pass sub, that's a pretty short time to decide if you actually want to buy the game or not. But I guess it is better than nothing. The beta will be available on all consoles, save for Switch, of course. It's not releasing on Switch, but that does include last gen, Steam, Battle.net, Microsoft Store. The beta is multiplayer only, of course. No word on exactly what we'll see in terms of maps, guns, or game modes, but it is confirmed to at least have multiple game modes and multiple plural maps. Okay, on to our next story today. As of Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming, apparently an entire fully playable in development build of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 has released online. It has some placeholder stuff in the build. It's still an early dev build, but it is fully playable technically. It's about 75 gigs, even includes the multiplayer code, so you could technically play the co-op with your friends or the I think it's like a 2v2 competitive multiplayer. This is pretty bad news for Saber overall. Obviously, there have been big leaks in the past. The biggest ones I can think of off the top of my head, Naughty Dog script leak, the GTA 6 leak where we saw footage and some code, stuff like that. But very, very rarely does an entire playable version of the game come out before the real release date. Space Marine 2 releases this year on September 9th. It's coming from Saber Interactive. And they're no stranger to info leaks. It was leaked last year that they might have been working on a Star Wars title. It leaked in the Epic DB situation that they might have been working on a Turok remake. But nothing to this size before. Nothing this kind of, I don't want to say studio destroying because it's not, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it's recklessness on their part. I don't know if an employee just made a really, really big mistake or what. But yeah, like literally having the full game out, able to be played for free, since I'm imagining it's, this is a pre-release build. There's not exactly much anti-piracy going on. That's pretty bad. Even if this released like once the game released on release, that's still a bad situation to be in. The game did go gold recently, so maybe there's something with it there. We don't know exactly how this actually happened as of yet, but I don't know. When a game goes gold, that essentially means that it's done, right? Its content complete, just needs bug fixed, things like that. That's usually when they start putting it on discs, and that's definitely when I could see more people getting involved. But according to what I've seen online, this is actually an early dev build from like February. So again, it's either a sign of some very, very poor security over at Saber or a really, really big mistake by someone. I'll keep you updated if anything big comes out of this, like if we actually find out how this got released. But as of right now, yeah, it's out. If you're interested in the game, I don't know, maybe mute some terms on Twitter or whatever. Try to stay away from some spoilers because I have seen footage of it. Saber's really trying to take it down as much as they can, but it's better to be safe than sorry if you're interested in the story. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our third story for today, and that's the Game Pass titles for the second half of July. Those dropped today. And actually, we have some bangers, though I think these are all smaller bangers. Today, July 16th, sees Magical Delicacy and Flock released to cloud, console, and PC. I've heard some good buzz on Flock. It's a little co-op collection game. Both of these games are sort of cozy, cute games, so you'll know if you're into them on first glance. Then on the 18th, Dungeons of Hinterberg launches. It's like sort of half cozy, half dungeon exploring. There's like a hoverboard that you can skate on and guardrails to grind, stuff like that. It looks sick. Has tons of abilities, that sort of thing. Not sure if I'll have time for it, but like I really wish I did. I'm going to try to hop into it. It looks cool. All the trailers have looked cool. And again, that's coming out very, very soon. That's the 18th. And also on the 18th comes Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. This was shown at Xbox's Showcase the other month. This is being sold as a Souls-light action RPG. It's from the developers of Ashen. I think this is another one that you'd kind of be able to tell if you're interested on first glance. It does look kind of unlike any Souls-like out there, but I think the things that it's bringing to the table aren't necessarily completely new. They're just new for the genre. It's stuff we've seen before, but maybe there's some interesting kind of genre mixing elements involved. I'm not a huge Souls person, so I'll leave this one to that kind of crowd for this one. Okay, and then kind of the big one, but again, still kind of smaller level, we have Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess, that comes to the service. Some really high praise for this one. It's Capcom's weird little tower protection game sort of thing. It looks weird, it looks experimental, it looks good. It's gotten a few 9s, or a few 7s, but it's sitting in that low 80s to mid 80s spot. I think that's perfect for a smaller budget title like this. That one comes to both generations, cloud and PC, and then the previous two come to current generation, that's Series X and S, as well as cloud and PC, but no last gen for Hinterberg and Flintlock. I will cover each of these games more broadly as they release fully, like we're talking about the first two today. But again, all of these aren't just available on Game Pass. You can buy them outright. Most of them are available on other consoles like PS5 and whatever. So, but we'll talk about them as they come out each day. As for Game Pass, 3 games are leaving. A Short Hike, that's well rated, as well as very short. Train Sim World 4 is definitely a game that will be leaving Game Pass. And Venba is also leaving. If you have Game Pass, do yourself a favor this weekend. Sit down and play through Venba. It's like 2 hours. It's really chill. And you'll walk away as a more fulfilled person than you walked in. It's very worth it. All the games that leave Game Pass leave on July 31st, so you still have at least some time to take a look at them. Technically, you can also grab EA College Football this Friday. You get a 10-hour trial with EA Play if you have Game Pass Ultimate, so I guess that's sort of a release there too. We've already talked PS Plus games for it in the month, but today they're showing the games that are leaving the service. You'll have to wait until August 20th for these to leave, so you got kind of almost a month to play these. Leaving is Need for Speed Unbound, NBA 2K24, Destroy All Humans 2, Spellforce 3, and Trials of Mana. I think playable, the ones that are really worth it here, Need for Speed Unbound is really good. I've played it. It's enjoyable. It's fun. Worth a couple hours at least. Obviously, NBA 2K25 or NBA 2K24 is leaving to make way for 2K25. So that's whatever. If you're interested in it, there it is. And also, Trials of Mana leaves about just a week before Visions of Mana. So I don't know how long that is. I know we have some JRPG fans in chat, so maybe they'll educate me on if this is one of those 300-hour ones or not. But you do have a month, about a month. So maybe you want to check that out. Okay, let's go ahead and get to full announcements and releases. First off, The Casting of Frank Stone, the single-player game by Dead by Daylight's devs Behavior Interactive, in joint with Supermassive, will launch September 3rd. It's priced at $40. Looks interesting. I don't know if it's going to be that good. It looks a little weird, which I think is on brand, but I don't know if that's going to sell well. Mentioned earlier, Flock and Magical Delicacy release. Those are the Game Pass ones. Flock releases to last and current gen consoles, save for Switch plus PC, and Magical Delicacy comes to last and current gen Xboxes only, plus PC as well. Also releasing today is Strange Scaffold's Clickolding. It'll release at 8 EST tonight. I recommend you don't look on the Steam page or anything. Just click onto the game, click the little buy button, and play it. And don't look at anything. Don't worry about the name. It's fine. Just play it and experience it. Steam only for that one, but it's Strange Scaffold, so a lot of their stuff is PC only. They're a smaller studio, worth recommending. All their games are good and very weird, as this one is shaping up to be. Okay, that is all the news for the day. Thanks for coming in and watching live or afterwards. I appreciate both. But that is all I've got for you. As always, I am Benny Gerkman. This is Cross Circle Squared, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.